So today we are celebrating Sripad Madhavendra Puri's disappearance day. So we'll be reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 4th chapter, Sri Madhavendra Puri's devotional service. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we are today reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So to start, I would like to beg the blessings of all the devotees, senior devotees, so that we can discuss the glories of Madhavendra Puri Pad. Because Madhavendra Puri Pad is considered one of the gold standard devotee by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a golden avatar. And he considers the activities and pastimes of Madhavendra Puri as one of the greatest in terms of how somebody can express his love for Supreme Lord. So Madhavendra Puri was considered like ocean of the love of Godhead. And if we understand that the mood of this selfless service and love of Godhead was, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives the credit to Madhavendra Puri, when it percolates in our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Guru Shishya Sampradaya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took sannyas and then he was diverted by the trick of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu landed in house of Sri Advaita Acharya. And from house of Advaita Acharya, he started traveling to Puri on the request of his mother. So when he was traveling towards Puri, at one place he came to this very special village, Remuna. And then he was with all these devotees with whom he was traveling. So when he came to this very special place as Remuna, which is known for Gopinath, Khirchor Gopinath, who stole the kheer pot for his dear devotee Madhavendra Puri. So when he came there, he was very excited because he has heard this story from his own spiritual master. Sri Ishwara Puri had narrated this story to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how the Lord reciprocated his pure love with Sri Madhavendra Puri. So then he started narrating the whole story of Madhavendra Puri. So we'll just go through some of the because we have heard this many times, and we can see that more and more we hear about these devotees, to that degree our devotional service becomes very fixed up. So this is Madhya Leela and 4th chapter. This is 13th shloka. Remunate Gopinatha Parama Mohana Bhakti Kari Kaila Prabhu Tara Darshana. The deity of Gopinath in the temple of Remuna was very attractive. Lord Chaitanya visited the temple and offered his obeisances with great devotion. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there, so he was in great ecstasy, started dancing and glorifying this deity. And when he paid obeisances to this Khirchor Gopinath, Chaitanya Charitamrita describes that the helmet and the flowers on the head of the deity, they fell on the head of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was paying obeisances. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to get this Mahaprasad. And all the servants of these deities, they were also very struck with wonder to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's uncommon, intense love. So Lord remained there, and then he was, because he knew about the glory of that Khirchor Gopinath, he was very eager to taste that Amruta Keli, which is the celebrated sweet rice throughout the world. So then, Kshira Chora Gopinath Prasiddha Taranam Bhaktagane Kahe Prabhu Seita Akyan. That deity was known widely as Kshira Chora Gopinath. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told his devotees the story of how the deity became so famous. So he was telling that how the name of the deity is Khir Chora Gopinath. And then this deity became very famous because of one of his pure devotees. So we can see here that Lord becomes more glorious, more famous when he reciprocates with his devotees. And that's how we see the name of Krishna's mother also is Yashoda. Yashoda means one who gives glory, yash, to someone who is connected to her. So, Yashoda gives yash to Lord Krishna because there are so many great pastimes which happens which glorify the Lord even before more. So, and that's how we see in South India also, there are Divyadeshams, and when we had gone there, devotees were telling there that when these alvars, who are like pure devotees of the Lord, they used to sit and then they glorify the characteristic and the deities, different deities. And the thing is that those deities which are glorified by the alvars are only put into the special category, Divyadeshams. So there used to be deities standing to tell them that now my chance, now you glorify me. And then they used to glorify. So we can see that the Lord's devotees are so powerful by the power of the Lord only that they make the Lord very famous. So, similarly here also this deity of Kirchora Gopinath became even more famous by stealing the kheer pot for his dear devotee Sri Madhavendra Puri. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts telling the whole pastime of Madhavendra Puri, how he came there from Vrindavan and how this deity reciprocated with Sri Madhavendra Puri. Purve Madhava Puri lagi khira kaila churi atayeva nama haila khira chora hari. Formerly the deity had stolen a pot of sweet rice for Madhavendra Puri. Therefore he became very famous as the Lord who stole the sweet rice. So Madhavendra Puri, being a very exalted Paramahamsa, and he used to travel all over the world. And one of his rule was, he was so much in the ecstasy of love of Godhead that he had no time for giving to anything which is not connected even farthest to devotional service, or it doesn't come near. So he didn't want to waste his time. He didn't want to gossip. He didn't want to do anything. And that's how Chaitanya Charitamrita describes that because of that fear that if I stay with devotees, not devotees, other worldly people, then there will be chance that I may land up in wasting my time. So he used to be alone, traveling, and not even going to outside people for asking bhiksha also, because that also was, there was a chance. So he was living like a yachaka. A yachaka means he will not even beg for his own sustenance. Whoever gives him, he will accept it. If somebody doesn't give, upvas, fasting. So that's how he was traveling throughout the land of India. And when he came to Vrindavan, and then he was traveling all over Vrindavan, and then he came to very special place, that is Govind Kund at the foothills of Shri Govardhan. And when he was being there, he was absorbed in chanting Hare Krishna, sitting under a tree. And from morning till evening he was chanting. So then one small boy, very beautiful looking, came to him, and then he came and he told that, my dear Madhavendra Puri, I have got this pot of milk, please have it. And he said that, the Madhavendra Puri asked that, how did you know that I have not eaten anything? Then he said, where you stay? So he said, I am just a Gopa here, I stay here only in Vrindavan. And those who come here, like you, many other sages, we are very happy to feed them. And somebody doesn't ask, then I personally come and give. So the ladies who were coming here to get the water, they told me that you have not eaten anything from morning. So now I have come here. So, and then he said that now I have to go, now it is becoming evening. I need to take care of the cows. So you please have this milk, and then surely I will come back to collect this pot. And then he went from there. Madhavendra Puri drank that very special milk. Dugdhapana kari bhanda duhara khila बाट देखे से बालक पुनना आइला. जय श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी जी की, श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, श्री श्री गौनिताय की, चला प्रभुपाद की जय. So after drinking the milk, Sri Madhavendra Puri washed the pot and put it aside. He looked towards the path, but the boy never returned. So Madhavendra Puri was waiting for that small boy, so that he will come and he will give that pot back. But then it became late in the evening, it became night, and Madhavendra Puri, because he was such a Paramhamsa devotee, that there was no question of day, night for him, because all the time he was so absorbed in chanting Hare Krishna that there was no question of rest. So he was sitting there only whole night chanting. So at the end of the night he dozed a bit, and then the same wonderful boy came to his dream. Swapne dekhi sei balaka सम्मुखे आसिया एक कुंजे लैया गेला हाथे ते धरिया. In a dream, Madhavendra Puri saw the very same boy. The boy came before him and holding his hand took him to bush in the jungle. कुंज देखा या कहे आमी की कुंजेराई शीतवृष्टि वाताग्निते महादुख पाई. The boy showed Madhavendra Puri and the bush and said, I reside in this bush, and because of this I suffer very much from severe cold, rain showers, winds and scorching heat. ग्रामेर लोकानियामा काढ़ कुंज हईते पर्वत उपरि लैया राख भालमते. Please bring the people of this village and get them to take me out of this bush. Then have them situate me nicely on top of the hill. So he said that please take me out and then put me on the hilltop, Govardhan. So we see here that Prabhupada gives very nice purports ahead about the deity worship, about the significance of deities. So here the Lord is telling Madhavendra Puri that please, I stay here, I am buried under, and then I am going through a lot of difficulties. Please take me out and put me on the top of the hill. So the question will come that why the Lord, who is all powerful, he has to depend on somebody else. So the Prabhupada writes very nicely in the ahead purports that the deities, that is the expansion of the Lord. Lord appears in the form of these deities. That is also, Archa Vigraha also is one avatar of the Lord. That is expansion of the Lord who comes to this world to accept the service of devotees. That is the whole and sole purpose of the deities. When Krishna comes here, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge, he takes things in hand and he makes sure that things are streamlined. But when he comes as the deity, then the whole purpose of his coming is to accept the service. So Lord personally can just walk out from that place and go and sit on the top of the hill. But he will not do it because his purpose is to bring Madhavendra Puri, bring so many devotees and have a festival and then accept their worship and give the blessings to the whole world. One devotee was telling that when some atithi comes to home and then we are supposed to give him water, we are supposed to give him some food. When the guest comes to our home, we don't tell, you have hands and legs, you can walk, water is there, please take it and be happy. Here is kitchen, everything is there, whenever you need, take it. We don't do that. Because atithis come, then we are supposed to serve them. It is not that atithis have no capacity to make themselves feed or drink water or something like that. We give them to get benefited ourselves. So similarly, the deities themselves are fully equipped with all powers to do everything alone. But then it is their mercy on us that they are willing to take service from us. If they don't give us service, what we are going to do? If he is only going to do everything. So the deities, they appear as if they are dependent on devotees. They appear as if they are dependent on our service. But that is their great mercy. So here, text 40 says, Tomar prema vashe kari seva angikar darshana diya nistari basakala samsar. I have accepted your service due to your ecstatic love for me. Thus I shall appear, and by my audience all fallen souls will be delivered. So here he says, Tomar prema vasha kari seva angikar. Lord is telling that because I love you, and then you also love me. And because of that love, only I am accepting the seva. So we see here that the Lord accepts service because of love only. As Krishna very nicely says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahrutam ashnami prayatatmana. That with love only he accepts. So here he is telling that because you are loving me, that's how I have appeared, and then I am accepting service from you. And because I have accepted your service and come out, what will happen? The whole world will be benefited because they will get the service, they will get darshan. So here he says, Tomar prema vashe kari seva angikar, darshan diya nistariba sakala samsar. And we can see also that the Lord comes only because of pure devotees. There was no need for the Nrsimhadev to come, because he could have handled Hiranyakashipu anyway. But then he came more for reciprocating with Prahlad Maharaj, because Prahlad Maharaj had such an oceanic love for him. So he came. So similarly, the Lord appears in this world just to reciprocate with pure devotees. And then we around people also are benefited. Otherwise, why Radharasbihari has to appear here in Maya Nagari, Mumbai, and that also in Andheri? So, there is no way why Lord needs to be here. Lord comes here to accept service from Srila Prabhupada, who is having such love, and Lord wants to reciprocate with that love. And when he appears here, millions of people are getting the chance to come and take darshan and to serve Radharasbihari. Otherwise, what is our fortune? What is our qualification to even come and stand in front of Radharasbihari? But our qualification comes because the love of Srila Prabhupada for Radharasbihari. So he loves so much that Lord appears, okay, for you I appear, and then everybody is benefited. So here Lord says that I love you so much that I will appear for the benefit of all people. Shri Gopal Nama Mora Govardhana Dhari Vrajera Sthapita Ami Iha Adhikari. My name is Gopal. I am the lifter of Govardhan Hill. I was installed by Vajra, and here I am the authority. And then he told that, please take me out, go to the nearby village and get me out from here, and then very carefully take me out, keep me on the top of the hill, and then wash me with water, because I am feeling so much heat here. So then the Lord, this was the first dream where the Lord appeared to Madhavendra Puri. And then when Madhavendra Puri saw the Lord in the dream, he was so excited. At the same time, he became very morose and unhappy that Lord personally came to me, but I couldn't recognize the Lord. He started crying. Shri Krishna ke dekhi mumui narinu chinite etabali premaveshe padila bhumite. Madhavendra Puri began to lament. I saw Lord Krishna directly, but I could not recognize him. Thus he fell down on the ground in ecstatic love. So he was feeling very sad that I couldn't recognize the Lord who came and reciprocated so lovingly. But then we see next. Kshaneke rodana kari mana kari ladhira Ajna palana lagi haila susthita. Madhavendra Puri cried for some time, but then he fixed his mind on executing the order of Gopal. Thus he became tranquil. He says, Kshaneka rodana kari mana kaila dhira. That although he cried, but then he composed himself. Why he composed himself? Ajna palana lagi haila susthir. Because there was an ajna given by the Lord that please do this necessary things. So we see here that when the pure devotees are in great trance, They come out of that trance so that they can serve the Lord. And in our case, we are so much in trance of Maya, we need to come out of that also by the strength of the service. So here he says, Ajna Palana Lagi Haila Susthir. So pure devotees come out of their great trance because they had to serve. And by the service of the Lord, we also can come out of our material trance. So that is the mercy. We can see also that Prabhupada created such wonderful opportunities for service so that we can come out of our current trance of Maya. And then the whole festival began. We have very short time, and then this is the whole Annakut festival starts. That they took the Lord on the top, and then they started bathing the Lord, and then putting oil on the body of the Lord to make it very nice. And then so many people started coming there, and then all the residents were so happy because the Lord was missing out for so many years, and now they are again back with the Lord, so they were very happy. So here it says, Shuniloka Tara Sange Chalila Harishe Kunjakati Dwara Karila Praveshe. So they went, they did all the things, and then they came, and then they were preparing for the festival of bathing him. Navashata Ghatajala Karila Upanita Nana Vadya Bheri Baje Strigana Gaya Gita. When the deity was being installed, 900 pots of water were brought from Govind Kund. There were musical sounds of bigul and drums and the singing of women. So we see Kehagaya Kehanache Mahotsava Haila Dadhidugdha Ghrita Aila Grame Yatachila. During the festival at the installation ceremony, some people sang and some danced. All the milk, yogurt and clarified butter in the village was brought to the festival. So we see that the festival starts when the Lord appears by the power of pure devotion service of devotees. So we see that everything becomes lively when pure devotee comes. We see here that pure devotee can bring that same spiritual world on this earth by his powerful devotional service. We see here that all these people started dancing, chanting, and then they were preparing bhoga and things like that. So the same spiritual world, which is our goal, can be brought, and that becomes alive in the presence of pure devotee. That same what we hear in Brahma Samhita. Shriya Kanta Kanta Paramapurusha Kalpataravo Druma Bhumischinta Mani Ganamayi Toyam Amrutam Katha Natyam Ganam Gamanamapi Vamshi Priya Sakhi Chidanandam Jyotih Paramapi Tada Swadyamapi Cha Sayatra Kshirabdhi Stravati Surabhiyascha Sumahan Nimeshadhyakyo Vrajet Nahi Yatrapi Samayaha Bhaje Shvetam. So that goes on like that. So all this description of spiritual world becomes manifest when the pure devotee brings the Lord, and then the whole spiritual world starts manifesting. And we can see, we are hearing the pastimes of Srila Prabhupada, and one of the Prabhupada's disciple was telling this. He said that when Prabhupada was on this planet, when we were with him, we thought that we are in spiritual world only. We never thought that we are in material world. Because when he was there, it was like bubble of that spiritual world around. Whoever came in that bubble, they were like, they never felt material rules and pangs and things like that. So that is the potency of pure devotee. So here also, all this great Annakut festival happened, and then the whole description is there that how they offered such huge festival and bhoga to the Lord. It was like mountains of chapatis and mountains of laddus and mountains of so many preparations, rice and like that. And then there were hundreds and hundreds of pots of sabjis and dal and many other things like that. So they were personally offered by Madhavendra Puri to Lord Gopal. So, and then, so here he says, Iha anubhava kaila madhava gosai taha thai gopalera lukaya kichunai. So, Madhavendra Puri, being in love with Gopal, could understand how this whole festival and how Gopal is accepting all these ingredients instantly. And then Prabhupada gives such a wonderful purport to this 79th verse. Ekadinera udyoga aiche mahotsava kaila Gopala prabhave haya annina janila. The wonderful festival and installation of Sri Gopalji was arranged in one day. Certainly all this was accomplished by the potency of Gopal. No one but a devotee can understand this. Because this happened without any invitation, without any circulating the news. Nothing was there. No media, no nothing. It was just spontaneous. And that festival went on for months together. Every day there was an Annakut. One village was coming. So, although there was no practically some team of people who are having it, it was like, became just a amazing spontaneous service to the Lord. Prabhupada writes very nice purport. The Krishna consciousness movement has spread all over the world within a very short time, within 5 years. Now Prabhupada is writing this when movement is 5-year-old. And mundane people are very much astonished at this. However, by the grace of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we understand that everything is possible by the grace of Krishna. And then Prabhupada writes, why does Krishna have to take 5 years? In 5 days, he can spread his name and fame all over the world like wildfire. Those who have faith in and devotion to Krishna can understand that these things happen so wonderfully by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So we see here that then Prabhupada goes on telling, we are simply the instruments in the fierce battle of Kurukshetra. Arjuna was victorious within 18 days simply because Krishna's grace was on his side. And then Prabhupada quotes Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna, and then he writes, if the preachers in Krishna consciousness movement are sincere devotees of Krishna, Krishna will always be with them because he is very kind and favorable to all his devotees. Just as Arjuna and Krishna were victorious in the battle of Kurukshetra, this Krishna consciousness movement will surely emerge victorious if we but remain sincere devotees of the Lord and serve the Lord according to the advice of the predecessors, the 6 Goswamis and other devotees of the Lord. As Narottam Das Thakur had stated, Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas Janame Janame Haya Eya Bhilash. The Krishna consciousness devotees must always desire to remain in the society of devotees. Bhakta Sanevas. They cannot go outside the Krishna consciousness society or movement Within the society, we must try to serve the predecessors by preaching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult and spreading his name and fame all over the world. If we attempt this seriously within the society, it will be successfully done. There is no question of estimating how this will happen in the mundane sense, but without a doubt it happens by the grace of Krishna. So we see that Krishna is so powerful and he becomes merciful when he comes in touch with pure devotees, and then the miracles start appearing. So, this whole festival was done very nicely for months and months and months together. And then Madhavendra Puri also was arranging the different setup so that the Lord can be nicely taken care. Because so many people were coming, practically every family in Vrindavan came and they gave one cow to Gopal. So within few days, Gopal had thousands of cows. And so many big people in that area came and gave jewelry and gave dresses and gave. So it was like huge temple within just few days. And in the pure devotee's life, nothing remains stereotype. The Lord again appeared, second time. So he says, then he second time appeared to Madhavendra Puri. Gopal kahe Puri amar tapana hiyay malaya ja chandana lepa tabe se judai. In his dream, Madhavendra Puri saw Gopal, who said, my bodily temperature still has not decreased. Please bring sandalwood from the Malaya province and smear the pulp over my body to cool me. So the Lord again reciprocated and gave him the instruction that I think I am not still comfortable. Better you go to Jagannath Puri and from there very special chandan you bring. By putting that on my body, things will be cooled. So we see here that now Madhavendra Puri was given the second dream, Lord personally coming. And now Madhavendra Puri was quite established, very famous. He had so many disciples there who were serving the Lord. So he could have given that service of walking all the way to Jagannath Puri and bringing that. And there were hundreds of people waiting for that. But then Madhavendra Puri thought, Lord has personally came in my dream and told this. So I should take that initiative. So we see here that we serve the Lord personally and so that we can be benefited. Otherwise, we are in this movement. So that's how we see that one devotee was telling that when we are with devotees, we are having a collective service done, and there is a collective glory, and then there is a collective progress. As we see that ISKCON is growing far and wide. But along with that collective growth, if we are not careful, individually we can remain as it is, if we are not careful. So just because ISKCON is growing, it doesn't matter, that doesn't equal to my own growth also. Automatically I also grow. No. ISKCON is growing because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada's potency. But then if I don't do personal endeavor, then I remain just as a watchman that everything is happening nicely without this one fellow. So that's why it is very important that we personally have to endeavor. The way here Madhavendra Puri was ready to go personally to fetch, and then he travelled on foot all the way to Jagannath Puri, and on the way he came to this very special place, that is Gopinath in Remuna. And then when he took darshan of Gopinath, and then he was so happy, and then he was crying and dancing in front of this Gopinath deity. And everybody was very astonished to see that such love exhibited by Madhavendra Puri. And then he was asking the pujaris there, what kind of bhoga is offered here and how you do it. So that he was trying to understand and then repeat it to his Gopal in Vrindavan. So they were telling him, Gopinathera Kshirabali Prasiddha Namayar Prithivite Aiche Bhoga Kahana Hiyar. This sweet rice is celebrated throughout the world as Gopinath Kheer. It is not offered anywhere else in the world. So hearing that, Madhavendra Puri was thinking that although I don't ask any begging food, but then if somebody gives me, then I'll be able to taste it, and then similarly I'll make it for my Gopal. So then the Madhavendra Puri felt very ashamed, because that time that bhoga was being offered to the Lord. So he felt that I did a great offense to the deities, that before even the Lord takes it, even in my mind, how could I think to taste it? So then he immediately, when the arati started, he took darshan, paid obeisances and went to the marketplace and started sitting and chanting his. But then here, after the arati, everything over, the day was over, and when the Lord was put to rest by the pujari, and then pujari went and he was taking rest. So here we can see that Lord was not only coming in the dream of Madhavendra Puri, but anybody who was coming in touch with Madhavendra Puri, Lord was very easily coming in. So Lord came in his dream, told, get up, go inside, and every day you give me 12 pots, but today you didn't see properly, you took only 11 pot, because I have hid this one pot for my special devotee, Madhavendra Puri. So you go get it from there, and then please give to him. So Pujari was astonished, and then taking bath, he entered, and for sure there was a pot just backside of the Lord's lotus feet. And then he went, and then he was searching for Madhavendra Puri with that pot, because he was feeling what kind of mercy is this, what a fortunate soul Madhavendra Puri must be, that the Lord personally has to steal kheer and then wanting to give him. So he was calling out, and then he was saying, Kshiralaya Eiyara Nama Madhava Puri Tomalagi Gopinath Kshira Kaila Churi. Holding the pot of sweet rice, the priest called, will he whose name is Madhavendra Puri please come and take this pot? Gopinath has stolen this pot of sweet rice for you. And then Prabhupada writes very nice purports, which you can read later on. Very nice purports Prabhupada writes. There Prabhupada writes that how the Lord, who is so difficult to obtain, because it says Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto. The same Lord which is so difficult to get becomes very easily accessible to his own devotees. So then he comes, and then the Madhavendra Puri gets that sweet rice. He's so happy, and this Pujari is so happy to meet Madhavendra Puri. He pays obeisances and then he goes back. Madhavendra Puri crushes that pot into small, small pieces and keeps with him. And every day Madhavendra Puri used to eat small portion of that pot, because that pot was touched by the Lord and Lord's love was there in that pot. So he was tasting that pot every day. But then we see here that devotees are so sensitive that Madhavendra Puri was thinking that sure enough tomorrow this news will spread here in Remuna and so many people will come, pay obeisances, glorify, and then that will become such disturbance. So then in the night only he paid obeisances to the Lord and left Remuna for the Puri. So here, So here we see that the devotee is so sensitive. And then Madhavendra Puri reached to the Jagannath Puri. But when Madhavendra Puri reached Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Charitamrita says that even before he has reached to Jagannath Puri, his fame has already reached Jagannath Puri. People were already knowing about his glorious, wonderful activities. So when he went there, immediately people started coming and offering respect. So now he was feeling that I didn't want this respect, but then now it is coming, so better focus on my service. And then he used that respect to get chandan and karpur. So he told the pujaris there that I need this karpur and chandan so that I can offer it to my Gopal. So then that chandan and karpur was arranged and then it was given to him. This devotee is there in Jagannath Puri, gave him one personal assistant, one Brahman, and then they gave good amount of this chandan and the karpur also. And then by taking it, then he started his journey back to Vrindavan. And when he came to Remuna on the way back, he was very happy to take darshan of Khir Chaura Gopinath. And all the pujaris were happy. Now, without even asking, they came with the kheer, because of which the Lord has become very famous as Khir Chaura Gopinath. They offered him, and then he was very happy to take that kheer. And then third time again, the Lord appeared in the dream. Because the Lord was thinking that Madhavendra Puri is so enthusiastic, ready to take any trouble to get this chandan for me, but I don't want to see him troubled like this. Gopal asiya kahe shunahe madhava karpura chandan ami pailama sab. Madhavendra Puri dreamed that Gopal came before him and said, "O Madhavendra Puri, I have already received all the sandalwood and camphor." So he said that I have already received, don't worry. So what you do now is you give this chandan there only in Remuna, because Gopinath and me, there is no difference. If you put this chandan to Gopinath, it is as good as giving that chandan to me. I will be pacified here by applying this chandan to Gopinath. So he went and told the pujaris. Pujaris were so happy because they got so much of chandan also. And Madhavendra Puri said, these two devotees are there with me, they will also help. And if you require, you can arrange 2 extra people also, so that they can make the chandan. So this whole story of Madhavendra Puri's devotional service is spoken personally by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in great ecstasy talking about Madhavendra Puri. And his Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Shri Mukhe Madhava Purira Amruta Charita Bhakta Ganeshunaya Prabhu Kare Aswadita. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally praised the nectarian characteristics of Madhavendra Puri, and while he related all this to devotees, he personally relished it. So we see that Madhavendra Puri, although he himself has no personal motive, no personal gain, but then just for the pleasure of the Lord, he was ready to take on such arduous, hard task. So Kaviraj Goswami says, Bhoke rahe tabu anna magiya na khaye, hena jana chandana bhara vahilaya yaye. Although Madhavendra Puri was hungry, he would not beg food to eat. This renounced person carried a load of sandalwood for the sake of Sri Gopal. So for himself he will not do anything. Even water and food also he will not be very happy to ask for. But then for the Lord he is ready to travel all over from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri and take this whole load. So that's how Kaviraj Goswami says that this is exactly the sign of prema. Because generally in this world so much talk is there about prema, but then Kaviraj Goswami gives here a standard of that prema. Pragadha premeraye swabhava achara nija dukkha vignadira nakare vichara. This is the natural result of intense love of Godhead. The devotee does not consider personal inconveniences or impediments. In all circumstances, he wants to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada gives very nice purport. So he says that this is the definition of prema. Pragadha premera ei swabhav achar nija dukkha vigna adir na kare vichar. That there is no consideration of personal dukkha, difficulties like that. And we can see also in the life of Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 70, Prabhupada is going through Jalduta, taking 2 heart attacks and ready to serve the whole humanity. And when Prabhupada had come back to Mayapur, one day his health was so bad that he was not even able to climb the stairs also. But then somebody has told him, can you please come to our place for some program, which was not very huge. Just a small number of people were gathering there. So devotees said that, Prabhupada, better don't go. Prabhupada said, why you are taking away the opportunity for me to serve Krishna like this? I will go. And then this devotee carried Prabhupada there. And then Prabhupada couldn't even walk up to the stage also. While climbing the stage only he collapsed. His personal servant caught him and then carried him and placed him on the stage, and then Prabhupada gave class and did kirtan and like that. So we see that this is what exactly means when he is in love with the Lord. Just few days back, as the followers of Srila Prabhupada, they also exhibit this tremendous love for the Lord. Few days back, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, in the morning the message came that Maharaj's health is very critical. He is in ICU, and then please pray. And then same evening in Mayapur he was giving class in ILS. So this miracle can happen only in devotees' life, that where they are completely aloof from personal consideration. So we pray today to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and Madhavendra Puri and Srila Prabhupada, that we also imbibe this mood of taking responsibilities, taking services, although there may be so many difficulties. So we see this in the lives of all the acharyas, and then by hearing about them, we also get drop, and then we can also perfect our life like that. Hare Krishna. Anything?
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Once Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Keshav's temple, then he started dancing in ecstasy. And then there is one more Sanodiya Brahmana. He also started dancing in ecstasy, catching hold of the hands of Lord Chaitanya. When both of them are dancing in ecstasy, then everybody was shocked. Then Lord Chaitanya asked, how did you get so much love? Oh, I am a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. I understood, unless somebody has connection with Madhavendra Puri, one cannot exhibit such love. Then Sanadi Brahman invited Lord Chaitanya. Then he said, Balabhadra Bhattacharya, Sanadiya is actually, that is a lower caste. He's not Brahmin, like they are low caste people. He said, Lord Chaitanya, he told Balabhadra Bhattacharya, please cook, I will give the ingredients, please cook for Lord Chaitanya. So then, as a matter of fact, he told, Madhavendra Puri ate in my house. Then Lord Chaitanya said, Madhavendra Puri ate in your house, then I will also eat in your house. You only cook. I don't mind. Then that Sanadiya Brahmana told, my dear Lord, you are a Brahmin sannyasi. People will criticize that you have ate in Sanadiya Brahmana's house. Mahaprabhu said, I don't care. Madhavendra Puri ate in your house. He is actually, so Mahajana, I will follow. Then Prabhupada wrote a very elaborate purport where he says, for evolution is, this Darwin is Mahajan. For materialistic people, Charvak Muni is Mahajan. Like that, he describes. Then for us, Madhavendra Puri is Mahajan. We follow, because so many tattvas are there, so many theories are there, how to follow. Then said Mahajanayana Gatasya Panta. So whatever great acharyas have done, so we have to do. So Mahaprabhu said, I will eat in your house. Like that. There is, this love thing, love of Krishna, Radha and Krishna was introduced by Sri Madhavendra Puri. That you didn't forget, you forgot to mention. Then there are two disciples contrasting result he got. I Dina Daya Dharanathate, Madhuranatha, Tava Avalokyase. Oh, my dear Mathuranath, where are you? Without you, my life is a waste. I am suffering. He is suffering. Then Ramchandra Puri said, why are you suffering? Why are you crying like that? Meditate on Brahman. He is everywhere. Then Madhavendra Puri said, I have done some bad karma that I got a disciple like you. Hey, And then Ishwara Puri, he was serving him and all that. Then he transferred all the love to Ishwara Puri. So, Krishna, then Ramchandra Puri came and then he started criticizing Lord Chaitanya. So if you don't receive the mercy of Acharya, then, that's how, you will even criticize Lord Chaitanya. Then Ishwara Puri became a guru of Lord Chaitanya, and then Lord Chaitanya took dust from the birthplace of Ishwara Puri, and every day he used to eat like that. So today in Shantipur festival is there. So in Mayapur, Shantipur, if anybody distributes Mahaprasad, Kichadi Prasad in Shantipur, they will get love for Krishna. So because Madhavendra Puri visited Advaita Acharya's house, then Prabhupada used to go and cry in Shantipur. Then that Pujari asked, why are you crying all the time? He said, this is the place where Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda and Advaita Acharya met and then started Sankirtan movement in Shantipur. So I am going to West. So Prabhupada said, I came here to get the blessings of Advaita Acharya. Shantipur, like that. So today is also Shantipur festival. Previously we used to stay till Gauri Purnima. We were not coming back. So all of us, we used to go to Shantipur and distribute khichdi. Everywhere, so many people they come and like that. Hare Krishna.
हाँ, हरे कृष्ण। प्रभु का जो कार्य है वो दिव्य है, वो चोरी करते हैं तो फिर भी वो दिव्य है। और एक समय उनको तो कोई जीत नहीं सकता है, फिर भी युद्ध का मैदान छोड़ के भागे, फिर भी उनको रणछोड़ के नाम से प्रसिद्ध हुए। तो एक समय जो एक महिला थी पंढरपुर में, सखुबाई, तो उनको जाने का था, पंढरपुर जाना था। तो उस समय उनको पता चला घर वाले को, तो घर वाले उसको कमरे में बंद कर दिया, रस्से से बांध लिया और कमरे को ताला लगाया। उन्होंने कृष्ण को पुकार लगाई, प्रभु आए, बोला क्या समस्या है? बोलो जाना है पंढरपुर। तो प्रभु स्वयं सखुबाई बनकर अपने आप को बांध लिए और उसको फ्री कर दिया और 3 दिन का समय दिया, जाके आओ। तो वो लोग सो के अपने ससुर, वो सास ससुर बाकी लोग क्या सोचे, अपने सखुबाई है। तो प्रभु से उन्होंने बर्तन घिसवाए और लोहे अपना पत्थर के चक्के से आटा बनवाया। बहुत सेवा उन्होंने उनके ब्राह्मण के घर में की। ऐसे प्रभु की महिमा अपार है। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री माधवेंद्र पुरी पाद
जय। अभी दर्शन कराने श्री किशोर गोपीनाथ के
जय। खिचर गोपीनाथ की जय।